Hello, welcome back to Suburban Hunt 365. I am DJ. We are back in the reload room again today, but today's episode is going to be a little bit different than we have been in a while. We've been doing a lot of the muzzleloader videos, we're doing a lot of the shotgun videos, and I love doing those tests. But what I've got in my hand today is an actual family heirloom. Now, this was given to me by my second cousin, which is my mom's actual cousin. It was her mom's dad's shotgun. That is an Iver Johnson. Well, this isn't going to show up very well in this. Let's see if we can show up. There we go. Iver Johnson. And now it's pretty rusted right now, but that is not going to show up. I'm going to show it to you on a close-up. But all right, so let's do this close-up real quick. That is a Champion Iver Johnson Arms and Cycle Works. So I've been doing a little bit of research now. Those of you that have been around this channel for a little while and know me personally, you know that I love these old single shot shotguns. And look at the barrel length on this thing. This thing is a huge goose gun. But my second cousin was telling me that this was her grandfather's, and she was telling me a story about a groundhog, about how she went out there and Grandpa was like, "You want to go see a groundhog?" Walks out to go see the groundhog. Grandpa grabs the shotgun like it ain't nothing, because back then, guys, that wasn't nothing. Nowadays, you walk outside with a shotgun, you're gonna get the cops called on you. But back then, it wasn't nothing to grab the old single shot like this. Walked out to the backyard, and there was a groundhog stuck in the trap, and Grandpa took care of business with this very shotgun. So I love those old stories, and the fact that this one is a family heirloom is even that much more special. Now, I have not seen a serial number on this one yet. I will be working on that as we go through this, but you can tell it is in somewhat rough shape. I'll go ahead and show you the close-up as we go from the buttstock down to the end of the barrel here. You can tell there's a lot of wear on the buttstock, a lot of charring. This was also in a house fire. Luckily it survived that as well. So there's some definitely woodwork needs to be done. We got some rust that's going to come off of here and on the barrel. Once we get this broke down, we're definitely going to have to look inside the barrel and see what kind of damage we have in there as well. But first thing is first, will this thing break down? Now, this old style with these Iver Johnsons, for those of you that may not know, there is no screw hole on the forearm, which means that it is a pry open. So let's see. We got a whole lot of dust. Oh, there it goes. Wow. Nice. Not too bad, actually. Down here, man, I love these old shotguns, man. They just built to last forever. So that's not in bad shape. We will break that down and give that a good once over. But that is the underneath of the barrel there. All right, now for the real true test. Let's see here. Let's see if she'll break. There again, guys, take this. We're going to push it. Oh, she's stiff, but is she going to break? Oh, she did. Yes. Man, look at that. That definitely got some rust on there. But let's see, does the plunger still work? Ooh, that's a little stiff. We'll get that out of there, get that spring figured out. Go from there. Got the inspector's marks on there. Looking good. We got down here in our receiver. If I can get the light to shine. Let's see what we got. Oh, nice. All right, so we got movement. It locks back. Let's see if we get, oop, well, I guess how's that camera there? So, got it locked back. That's good to see. Now let's see what happens. Nice. Nice. All right, we got some movement down in here on the receiver. Let me move this light over here so you can see what we're doing here. So let's see here. We got a little bit of movement here. That's moving. That's got to get, man, that needs some love. That needs some serious love inside there. All right, so let's have a look-see at the barrel. This is looking pretty good. It's a lot of surface rust, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of issues right now. Obviously, we'll have to get down into the receiver, check out those springs. They're working enough to get that out of there. But again, guys, it was in a house fire, so there's a good chance that a lot of this soot is going to be causing us problems. Let's see what we got here. Wow, that is actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. All right, so let's see if we can get you guys view down there. All right, so it's definitely not clogged, which is a good thing, but it's kind of hard to tell from this angle how good. Yeah, you got a little bit there. We're gonna have to get down in there and see how much pitting is inside there, if any. I say if any in hopes that there's not a lot, because it's, I mean, based off the surface rust on top, there's gonna be some. All right, so the first thing I wanna do is I wanna finish breaking this thing all the way down, so that way I can see what parts, if any, that we need to replace, and that way we can go ahead and get them on order. So let's move over to the bench and let's go ahead and break this guy down. All right, guys, so right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this butt pad off here, off the buttstock. You got 2 screws on the back. They had a little bit of resistance, but it wasn't too bad. So taking both of these screws out, giving us access to the bolt that's actually holding on the frame. Got a good bit of rust there. It was stiff at first, but once it broke loose, it came apart pretty easily. Get the camera moved here to where you guys can see that happen. Got that moved out of there, and then once that's out of there, we double checked the bolt itself. It was in decent condition, had a bunch of rust on there, but it was still solid. Moving the buttstock off, there's some grime in there, but all in all, this buttstock's in decent shape. And this is when I realized that it was going to be kind of a bear to do a full breakdown restoration of this. So I went ahead and I removed the trigger guard here. Again, that screw is a little stiff, but I was able to get that loose. And with these older ones, you kind of just do a hinging action on that front right there. You'll see this lift up, and there we go. Now, as I mentioned, I did go ahead and completely break this down off camera. Next week's video will be a complete how-to step-by-step video to break these down and put it back together. See, sanded the stock there. Then I sanded and polished the receiver. Moved over to the hammer itself, the trigger, all of the forearm hardware. So we went ahead and we are going to head and restaining the forearm here, and then I have the stock in front of me here. So we've got this sanded down with a 220 grit. It's nice and smooth. As you can tell, it's nice and even. We've got all the finish off. We got some character here still. We're not going to try to get any of that off. This is an older shotgun, so I wanted to maintain some of that. But what I'm going to use today is the Minwax, the Gunstock 231. I really do enjoy this. As you can see by this forearm over here, that it gives it a nice dark tone. I really do enjoy that dark tone. So we're going to just take us a little bit of a cloth here. Just dip that in like such. Oh man, didn't that just turn out beautiful? All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to start browning our parts. We're using the Laurel Mountain Barrel Brown and Degreaser. Once it's on there, we put it inside this steamer, and it turns the brown rust to black, as you can see here. And now that we have all our parts back and blued like we like, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put back the parts into the forearm here. You see the screws going in, pretty straightforward. Then we're going to put the corner piece on there as well. Again, just 2 screws, right and left. Send those home. Go ahead and move that to the side. Now we're going to get our frame and our buttstock, and let's go ahead and put those 2 pieces together. Bolt goes into the buttstock, flathead screwdriver sends that home. And then we're going to grab the pad and making sure that's in the right orientation. And again, 2 flathead screws. And our buttstock is back in place. And just like that, we have a fully restored and fully assembled Iver Johnson 12 gauge single shot shotgun. I'm really thrilled with how this particular one came out. I love it, and I know that my cousin will as well. A special thank you to you for letting me restore this gun. I know how much it means to you and the family, so entrusting me with it means a lot. So thank you for that. Guys, if you guys are still with us here on this channel, I want to say thank you for spending time with us here. And if you can, do me a favor and hit that like button down there. It really helps us out. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down there. And then my favorite part of it all, the comment section. Please throw down your comments down below. Let us know what you think about this video and others. And let us know what you'd like to see in other videos. Guys, as I mentioned several times already in this video, next week's video will be the complete breakdown of the Iver Johnson 12 gauge all the way down to the last spring. And then we'll put it right back together, showing you every step of the way. So guys, if you guys are still with us, thank you, thank you, thank you. From Suburban Hunt 365, I'm DJ. We'll catch you guys on the next one.